Hey Palmer, Mr. Morley, your teacher librarian here. Today I want to talk to you about how you use cue cards to support you when you are doing a presentation. And you should use cue cards unless you are an absolute expert on your topic. Because all of us forget stuff. And everybody does. And cue cards are your way of making sure that you hit the important points from your presentation. So, some important things to remember about cue cards. A cue card is exactly that. It's a cue and it is a card. It is not a sheet of paper. Sheets of paper in your hand, they shake when you do, they move around, they're obvious, they're in the way, they don't look good. They make you look like a student and not an expert. A cue card is a card. It's usually about 3 inches by 5 inches, and it is there to cue you, to remind you of the important parts. So it is not written in full sentences. It is just a cue, a brief note to help you remember the important things. And since you've designed your slides to have one major idea on the slide with some explanation or supporting points, so too you should have ideally one cue card per slide. And it's that one idea per card, just like you've got the one idea per slide. And then you're going to have bullet pointed or numbered supporting material so that you can talk about everything you need to on your card, on your slide. And you're going to color code it, because the color coding helps you remember which points are your main ideas, which points are your supporting ideas, your transitions, your actions. And yeah, you need to remind yourself what your actions are. Are you moving around? Are you making eye contact? Are you using gestures to reinforce things, like gesturing to the slide or gesturing to a person in the audience? Because the gestures make sure that you're not just a mechanical robot reading your entire presentation. Okay, the next thing that's important is size. Size of the print on your card matters. You should be able to hold your card at arm's length in the palm of your hand and read it easily. So size matters, legibility matters. You need to be able to read the card discreetly at arm's length so that it appears to your audience that you're just making a brief glance down at your palm and then you're looking back at them. Because your job as a presenter is to make contact with your audience as often as possible, rather than make contact with your slide or make contact with your notes. You're the expert, you know your material, your cue card is there to support you. The next part is you're going to write on one side of the card only. This sounds crazy. You've got a perfectly good blank side on the other side. So why use one side only? It's so that when you use the card, you're going to have a pile of cards in your hand. The card, when you remove the card in front of it, you have what you need to read on the card right in front of you. And then you're going to take the card you've just read, you're going to turn it over so that the blank side is up, and you're going to put it at the back of your card deck. The reason you're doing this is really simple. You're going to go through your card deck, and when you reach the end of your card deck, you'll know, because a blank card will be looking at you, will be face up. I had an experience back when I was in high school about a guy who'd written on both sides of his cards. And what happened was he went through the slide deck, went through his deck with his cards, and then he got to the end and he started reading the back side of each card over again. And we were annoying enough that we let him get partway through this really disorganized second presentation before we all started giggling, and it was really rude of us. But That's what can happen when you're using both sides of your cards. I know it sounds wasteful to use only one side, but it really makes a difference. All right. The next thing is you need to number them, and you should number them so that they line up with your slides. And this is also hugely important because that way you can check if you're on slide 6, you should be on card 6. So that you keep moving in a fluid, slick manner. This is hugely important because if you don't do that, you can be completely lost. What happens if you drop your card deck? How do you get it back in order quickly? If they're numbered, it's a simple put them back into numerical order. If they're not numbered, you have to read each slide and read each card and put them back into order. It takes more time, and your audience isn't going to give you free time. If you are not prepared, if you drop your cards and you get out of order, your audience is going to get frustrated and they won't give you more attention. They'll start to get agitated and they won't pay attention anymore. You've got to be respectful of their attention. That's why you number your slides. You include the slide number for the card so that you keep going on. And you're going to include action prompts on your slide because that will help you to remember to make the physical motions, the gestures that may keep you feeling like you're engaged with your audience, even if you're nervous. And we all are nervous when we present. I'm nervous, Ms. Calicher is nervous, we're all nervous when we do presentations because presenting is not a natural thing for most people. And we need to have prompts to help us remember what we want to do. You also should have some sort of note on timing or pacing. For example, you may want to slow down and rest or provide a break in a piece so that your audience has time to reflect on something. Or you may want to speed up to make sure you cover all the points in a slide. So if there are timing and pacing things, you are going to record that on your slide. You might say speed up fast, speed up here, slow down, repeat this point. You can put all those notes onto the card. So what does this look like? Got a brief sample. Here's my card. The topic is teenage love. That's my title. I want to talk about the perception of teenage love, the adult perception, the teen perception. I want to use hand gesture one hand, other hand the other side. And then I want to talk about the reality. And this is slide 1, deck 1, or card 1. And then the back would be blank. All right. I hope this has been helpful. I'll be preparing some more presentations on slides and presentations later. Look forward to talking to you later.